Night had settled over the ruins of Outpost 17 like a shroud of cold iron.
Wind howled between shattered metal beams, carrying with it the thin, desperate cries of those who had survived the famine. In the shadows of a collapsed habitat dome, two figures moved, fragile, trembling, and far too young to bear the cruelty of the wasteland. Lyra and Saran belonged to the Ashari, an alien species once known for their shimmering skin and graceful voices. But hunger had stolen their glow, their bones pressed sharply against their skin, their breaths shallow and strained. The last supply drop had never come. Hope had collapsed along with the outpost itself. And then, a human arrived. Daniel Mercer, an engineer who had been presumed dead after a transport crash, stumbled into the ruins with a backpack full of emergency rations and a heart full of stubborn, unexplainable compassion. Their paths collided in a moment of pure desperation, one that would test mercy, pride, sacrifice, and the meaning of survival itself. Lyra dragged her bare feet across the cold metal floor, carrying her younger sister Saran in her arms. Saran's head rested limply against her shoulder, too weak even to whimper. Lyra's vision blurred, black spots dancing at the edges, but she forced her trembling body to move. She had to find food. If not for herself, then for the girl who trusted her blindly. A metallic clang echoed across the ruins. Lyra froze. A human figure stepped from behind the wreckage, tall, broad-shouldered, wrapped in dust-coated emergency gear. The reflective visor lifted, revealing the face of Daniel Mercer. His blue eyes widened the moment he saw the sisters. "Hey, whoa, easy," he said, raising both hands slowly. "I'm not here to hurt you." Lyra backed away, clutching Saran tighter. Her voice cracked. "Do you have food?" Daniel's throat tightened when he saw their condition. "Yes. I have rations. Medical supplies too." He reached for his pack, but Lyra suddenly dropped to her knees. "Stop," she pleaded. "I have nothing left to trade. Nothing but." Her voice trembled with shame, but she forced the words out. "My body. Take it. Just, please, feed her." Saran stirred weakly, eyes half open, mumbling her sister's name. Daniel froze, horrified. "No. No, you don't have to do anything like that." His voice was firm but gentle. "You're starving. You're scared. But I'm not taking advantage of you." Lyra's eyes filled with tears. "Humans don't help for free." "Well," Daniel murmured as he knelt down and opened his pack, "you've clearly met the wrong kind of humans." He placed 2 nutrient bars and a water pouch in her shaking hands. Then more, far more than she expected. Lyra stared at him, breath hitching. This is for both of us?" "Yeah," Daniel said softly. "For both of you." As she fed Saran with trembling fingers, Daniel watched her with quiet resolve. Something inside him shifted, that instinct all humans carried, the one that refused to let suffering sit unanswered. But in the ruins of Outpost 17, nothing stayed peaceful for long. Somewhere beyond the debris, metal groaned. Heavy footsteps. Unmistakable. Lyra stiffened. Daniel's hand moved instinctively toward the plasma cutter at his belt. "We're not alone," he whispered. The footsteps grew louder, slow, purposeful, scraping against the hollow ruins like a warning. Daniel positioned himself between the sisters and the sound, eyes scanning the shadows. A hulking figure emerged. A scavenger. Human, but barely. Ragged clothing, sunburnt skin, and madness gleaming in his eyes. His name, Daniel recognized him instantly, was Brock Halpern, a former crewman from the crashed transport. Someone who had chosen to survive by taking instead of helping. Well, Brock growled. "Survivors. And food." Daniel stepped forward. "Brock, don't. They're starving kids. Don't care." Brock lifted a makeshift metal spear. "Hand over the pack." Lyra's heart pounded. She wrapped her arms around Saran, who whimpered softly. Daniel stayed still, tense, voice low. "You're going to walk away." Brock laughed. "Not without supplies." What happened next unfolded in seconds. Brock lunged. Daniel shoved him aside, the spear scraping across his arm. Pain flared, but adrenaline flooded in.
He tackled Brock into the wreckage. Metal clanged. Fists collided. Brock grabbed a shard of steel.
Daniel's arm wrapped around his throat.
A struggle. A desperate gasp. A single, decisive moment. Then, stillness. Brock collapsed, unconscious but breathing. Daniel stood over him, chest heaving, blood dripping down his arm. Lyra stared in stunned silence. He protected them. Risked himself for two strangers he didn't know anything to.
Daniel turned to her gently.
You two okay? Lyra's lips parted, trembling.
Why would you do that for us? Daniel sat slowly beside her and Saran, wincing at the cut on his arm but smiling faintly.
Because surviving doesn't mean becoming a monster, he said. And because you deserve to live. Both of you. Tears streamed down Lyra's cheeks, quiet, fragile, disbelieving.
For the first time in weeks, she felt warmth in her chest.
Hope. Something she'd forgotten even had a name. Daniel offered his hand. Come with me.
I know where there are shelters, supplies, people who won't hurt you.
You don't have to face this place alone.
Lyra looked at his outstretched hand, then at her sister, who, weak as she was, managed a tiny nod. And slowly, with the faintest breath of a smile, Lyra placed her hand in his. Together, they stepped out from the ruins of Outpost 17, not as savior and saved, not as alien and human, but simply as three souls choosing kindness over cruelty in a broken world. For some, survival was a battle.
But for them, survival became a beginning.